this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay. And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
1, 2, 3, 4. What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 191 of the On the Runs podcast. Erica just wrapped up another 100-miler just days after Chicago, and I made a real effort to go cheer her on this time, only to never see her once. We're 12 days away from the New York City Marathon, and we have a special friend of the pod joining us today for the Tros. But first, before we get to anything else, like the World Major Medals, Ultra Snacks, and our awesome guest today, I must say hello to my kick-ass rockstar of a co-host who just earned another fucking buckle, 6-star Erica. What's up?
I can hear this all the way across from the kitchen table, and your voice reverberates very well off of my walls.
Yes, we are in person. We're in person at the kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the couch, but you said it was going to be weird.
It just, with two of us, it's weird. I feel like a third.
I make things weird, to be fair.
That is the voice of our co-host today for the Tros. Erica, why don't you do the honor of introducing him?
I hope those are your pronouns, unless it's Ultra and Chad. Chad and Ultra.
Yeah.
So we are very happy to have our good friend Jeremy McCoubry. Did I say that correct?
You did amazingly.
I am so happy about that. But you flew all the way over here just to hang out with us and do a little race that we like to call Ghost Train. So we're wicked excited that you made the journey all the way across the country.
Well, to be honest, I came out here to see your cat's butthole in person.
Scooter. Hashtag Scooter Spooter.
Did not disappoint.
Oh my God. Wow, we are that podcast.
We took it there already. That took no time whatsoever.
Yeah. How are the two of you doing? You just did an ultra marathon, which Chad did the 48 miler.
45.
And Erica did, okay, let's do the math here. 4 weeks ago, you did a 100-miler. Mm-hmm. You took a week off. And then you did a marathon in Chicago. So not just like a local marathon, like you traveled halfway across the country. And then you come home and had 3-4 nights of rest after because you stayed in Chicago to celebrate. And then you ran another 100-miler.
I did. I am not the smartest woman. I think we figured that out by now.
Do people like your non-running friends, like what do they say to you?
I get more shit from my running friends because they're like, what the fuck did you do? So it's kind of a mixed bag there. I get a lot of, wow, that's so awesome, you're badass. And then a lot of like looks like, you did what?
Who calls you the badass?
I just got that comment from Patty today. She's so sweet. So she has dreams. She has dreams, and you also call me too. But she has dreams of doing a 100-miler, and I said, you can do anything you set your mind to, and I am happy to help you get there. So hopefully she'll take on the challenge too.
I called you a badass, but I made sure to do it this way.
Yes.
I said, I'm going to give you a ton of shit.
By the way.
But before I do, I want to just tell you, congratulations on another buckle. You're an absolute badass.
Thank you.
Be prepared for a ton of shit, because I showed up.
I know you did, but you showed up midway through a 10-mile lap.
You had 3 miles to go, and I was there for an hour and 20 minutes.
And I was walking. All right, guys, context here. I had to do 6 laps of 15 miles apiece, and my last lap was 10 miles long. I had the beautiful Jay Duncan out there helping me through this, and I made it through 90 miles doing walk, jog, shuffling, anything to get me through. And that last lap, I had plenty of time, and I said, you know what, Jay? I'm going to walk this one.
No, that's not. Chad, I know what she said. She says, you know what, Jay? Eric's here, and I want him to stay longer to experience it all. But I had places to be, things to do. She's like, I'm going to drag this out because Megan was there, Jason was there, Lynn was there. So many. You probably were just thinking. You weren't thinking, no, screw Eric. He has to wait. You were thinking Eric needs to go see everything, and I don't want to take away from that. Instead, you took fucking forever to finish the race, and I had to leave apparently minutes before you finally made an appearance.
So let me read between the lines here. None of you have the real story. What took her so long? She's not willing to say. It's code for she's pooping behind a tree. If you're an ultra runner, you know this.
Did you?
Not behind a tree, but I did take a bathroom stop at the middle aid station.
Those final 3 miles?
That was at mile 4.
When you knew I was there.
No, I pooped before I knew you were there.
Did you know I was coming?
So I didn't know officially because you were asking me if I showed up at between 10 and 11 a.m., do you think you'll be done? And I said like, LOL, no. I knew I was not going to be done.
That was your plan. You thought originally.
10 a.m. was when I finished lap 6. And that was when I started the final 10 miles. So there was no way I was going to catch you at that point. But trust me, I do appreciate you showing up. I think it's awesome. It's just at that point, mile 97, 96.5, whatever it was, it was not happening. So, I had no run left in me. My hip flexors were hurting. My feet were zinging. It was a death slog to the finish.
From my phone history, I showed up at 12 because I called Jay just after 12.
Okay.
And I had to leave by 1:10. I stretched that to 1:20, knowing it would take me another 10 minutes to walk with the boys to the car. And I might see you because you would come towards where I parked and you would go under some covered bridge. And I even slowed real slow, like to go up. And I was like, is she coming down the road? Can I honk? Honk, honk, honk. And maybe be like, let's go, 6-star. Why aren't you running? This is a race. That's what I was going to say to you.
I'm very glad you didn't, because I would have come and like smacked you in the face. I would have run to you with no energy just to smack you. But
like I said, I will be the first to give you shit.
It's not a running race.
And I will be the first to say you're an absolute badass.
It's not a running race. It's an endurance race.
And in Erica's defense, that last mile and a half is all uphill. I think it took me 2 hours to do that last mile.
No, it's not.
That early. Oh, it's a gentle grade, but at mile 90, it feels like Mount Everest. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everybody always on Erica's side?
Well,
you
maybe
don't know
if you came and ran an
do
ultra with me, you know what it's like.
I don't want to embarrass you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
my God.
Embarrass me with your marathon running.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Excuse me. Right here.
You got on a bike and
right here.
in the
and
water?
I swam. And so we have, so if you're watching on YouTube, we're really hoping that we get this one on YouTube because we got the camera set up in the kitchen. We do have medals. We're going to continue the medal conversation in the outro. So I have a few of my very impressive medals, and Erica has a bunch of hers very impressive. And then I won't touch it, but you did show me the Chicago medal.
It's right here.
And I will say I haven't changed my mind, but I do have some respect for the girth.
It's thick.
Yeah, it's thick. So I appreciate that. But I still think the size, like, we'll get to it again. But here's my marathon medal from last year, Millennium Running, the Manchester Marathon. The size of this. Now imagine if they put the detail of that Chicago one into something this big. Mm-hmm. But, you know,
typical
that's
guy,
the outro.
Just worried about the size.
You know what? We got to get Jared to chime in because he's done, I want to say it's Little Rock, but it might not be. But they literally have dinner-size plate medals. They are enormous.
Sounds like that should be qualified or evaled for a world major.
Yeah.
If it's a dinner-sized plate. Like,
It's huge.
This is a conversation later.
Yes.
I want to hear all about Ghost Train.
Oh, man.
All right, because Chad just flew down here. Now, Chad's going to, after this, we're recording his own episode, and we're not going to talk about Ghost Train on that one. We're going to talk about Ghost Train now. So let's start with Ghost Train, and we won't take forever because we got to get to our amazing guest, Tom, today. But tell me about your experience, Chad, here. You flew in, you stayed in the spare bedroom studio, you got a little tour of New Hampshire, which is absolutely ugly from what you said earlier. Yeah, it's totally...
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Much like the Chicago medal. But,
What's your thought here? Flying in, checking out everything, coming to Ghost Train, the hospitality, the people, the cat buttholes. No.
No, so flying in, I got in a little later, and should have been fine, but apparently they're doing construction all the way here from Boston.
Because you flew into Boston.
Yeah.
Don't get him started. It is
city
way
of
more
champions, but it's-
expensive,
yeah.
and you probably would have a layover to fly into Manchester.
You would.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, honestly, New Hampshire has been wonderful. Like, it's completely different feel than Seattle. I still like Seattle more, to be honest with you, but
I kind of do too.
We had
Maybe
a little
not
bit of
over my home
Seattle
state,
here
but-
today with all this rain.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
But no, and like Erica, you know, she's a pretty okay host. Let me stay in her spare bedroom, you know, and yeah, flew in Thursday night, got a tour, Friday driving around and got ready for Ghost Train. We had a spaghetti dinner.
We did.
Oh, was this like a Ghost Train spaghetti dinner, or was this just like you cooked spaghetti?
It was like
No. Do you know? Like, did you have spaghetti dinner here?
No,
Or did Ghost
no.
Train
It was-
host a big meal?
Yeah, so we went to the Ghost Train course to set up our camp, our base camp, the night before, and then after they host a spaghetti dinner, that the proceeds go to help. I think it's the Trail Coalition or something.
something like
That's
that, like the
awesome.
community church.
That's
threw It was
awesome.
pretty nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then I got to meet all my adoring fans that came to run the race just to say that they ran with me.
You know, he was popular when I was
Oh, I
there for
believe
the
it.
hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People are coming over and thanking him, getting stickers and stuff and wristbands and like saying, thank you so much for coming. Like that's at the end. But I noticed that. Like you made an impact probably pretty early on.
I did have somebody come up to me right before the race, like, "Oh, we saw you at the spaghetti dinner," and my wife was like, "Oh, that's Chad Alter. He's an influencer. Should we go talk to him?" Like, no, he's busy. He's talking to a lot of people. When really, I was talking with Erica, and my friend Hillary from New Mexico actually flew out to run the race too, randomly, you know. And so I was talking with her and her crew, and you know, it was just really good, lots of fun, and we went through a lot of forks, though, just to be honest with you. They had plastic forks. I kept breaking in the spaghetti.
It wasn't just him too. It was like all like you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this one broke. Oh, this one broke too."
Now, why Ghost Train? Why did you choose Ghost Train to fly out here for?
So I've never been to New England, and I wanted to come out here. So I asked Erica, like, "Hey, what races out in your area should I run?" Because I hear, you know, obviously I listen to the podcast, just waiting for you guys to mention me every time. And you know, I hear about Hamster Wheel, I hear about Notchview, you know, I hear about Goffstown, and I asked, what race should I come out here and run? And Ghost Train was at the top of the list. I took a look, went and watched some YouTube videos of people who had ran the race, and was like, yeah, this is definitely a Chad Alter race. I can be a weirdo and not get the police called on me. So
Everybody's a weirdo at that race. The costumes and just the energy that comes out of it is it's so entertaining and fun.
yeah, it's not often that I'm outshone in the wardrobe department. Usually it's only Charlotte, but man, there was some amazing runners out there wearing amazing outfits. It was awesome.
Yeah, one of them was hard to find though.
Some people found them.
I mean, it's
dot.
Oh, yes, you were hard to find when I showed up, but no, you Erica, what did you dress up as?
I was Waldo. That's what I was getting at. People found me and they're like, there she is. There's Waldo. But I
It was a
couldn't.
great costume. I didn't know you were doing it.
So the funny thing is,
And I talk to her every day.
I went up into my attic because I was trying to clean out the spare bedroom. It needed to be done. And I was like, let me see what I got for costumes. And then right on top, last year I had purchased from Amazon just like a quick little costume. All it was socks, the striped shirt, and a hat and glasses. And I was like, you know what? I can run in this. This is going to be good. So I took it downstairs and I tried it on. I was like, yeah, this will do. So I just threw it on, thought it would be fun, and a lot of people liked it. And fun part is there was another girl named Kat who was Waldo as well, and we caught up to each other at one point. So people were like, "We found them! There they are!" Like, so we were like a hit for a long time.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
That's cool. And then you
Yeah.
did change.
Yes. So my costume change, the whole theme of it for the 30 miler, which they have at Sunset. So Rob Fierro, the race director, was going to do like a Saturday Night Fever kind of theme. So I bought myself like a disco headband, and I was making sure that I would get there. And yeah, I was trying to do some like disco moves, and then I was like, Rob, what the hell? You're sitting down. You're supposed to dance with me. But then I was like, I feel kind of bad. I mean, you are on your feet all day. You're probably exhausted like through this whole thing. So I let it slide. But yeah. And then I did like a penguin onesie at one point.
I
And
saw
then
that.
all bets were off, and I was like, "Nope, I just gotta throw a jacket and sweats on." Because using the bathroom in a giant onesie while you're wearing like a vest and like a waist lamp, it was just not a literal shit show, but a mess.
What were the outfits that like 10 years ago women were wearing all the time? And I remember like Adeline had them as a baby, and it was cute as a baby, but I didn't understand it. For a lot of women, they would wear it, and if you had to use any toilet, you had to take the whole thing off.
What are they like? It's not a jumper. What the hell are they
It
called?
looked like
a romper.
Yes, they all wore.
You know
like
what they
I
have
haven't
to
seen
do?
one in 8 years,
You
but
can't take a shit in one of those unless you literally like get naked. But like people,
I
will
just go
like,
inside of it.
I was never. I do not have the body shape for a romper, so I was not one of those people.
yeah, those are big like 10 years ago. Yeah,
I still see them here and there, but definitely not as often.
yeah, they come and go. Fashion
I
statements.
saw some made for men, and
I saw those.
Thought about
I
it.
thought it was like a okay, for like an occasion, like an altar, maybe.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
But man, I saw that too, and it's like these men in these clothes that you typically see women wear, and it's like little much. Men onesies. Oh my god, I saw that
What
one
do you-
time. I'm like, no,
Mansies?
mansies. Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
I don't know if they have a
Awful.
name, but that's what
It
I
was
feel like I would call
awful.
it.
Couldn't do it.
So I actually had my favorite running moment during this race.
Yeah?
Which blew me away. Like Erica said, they do the 30-mile sunset run, which started at 4:00 at the far end aid station. So it's 7.5 miles out. And I was going slower than I thought. So I was coming up to that aid station about 3:50. And all of the runners, I think there was like 200 of them, maybe 300. They're walking up to their start line, which is on the trail. And they split to either side, and they just cheered me on the way into the aid station like I was winning the race, which was amazing. But then I did a quick turnaround at the aid station and ran back through them as they're right before Rob starts doing his countdown for their start. And I, of course, challenged them all to a race to the other end. and they went all screaming past me, but I got to yell at them a little bit. And
Good.
Well, cool. It sounds like everyone had a great experience. We're not going to dive deep into Erica's race, but you got another buckle. How many is this now?
This was my 7th 100-miler.
Jesus.
And you know what's funny?
And you've completed every one.
I mean, there were times, so there were some where I wouldn't say every ultra I've done, I've hit the 100 that I was aiming for, but I did today. And this one had no DNF. If you did one lap of 15 miles, you are a finisher, which I love that about this race. It's very inclusive. And this one, I wanted it. Mostly because it's sneaky hard. It's such a.
But you
sneaky.
only get the buckle if you do 100.
That is correct.
That's
yes.
right. So you got the buckle. Can we see it? It's
no, you can't see it because I was one of the last finishers and they ran out. Yeah, but for the record, if you want,
it was right there.
well, I have buckles right there. If you want a buckle, you have to buy it because instead of a buckle, you get a railroad spike.
So I saw Jason and Megan with those, and I was wondering, and now, so it says Ghost Train Ultra
So
2025.
you are not entitled. Yeah, you are not entitled to a buckle. You can buy one if you want it. And I do want one, so I'm on, they're going to order more.
So Rob's going to get you one.
Yes, we're going to get him. There's a guy named Adam who, congratulations on your race, Adam. If you're listening to this, you probably aren't, but whatever. He's in charge of doing all the buckle ordering, and he just underestimated how many people were going to finish. And that just tells you that you have an awesome weekend, and a lot of people hit some.
Well, a lot of people hit some goals.
Good goals, yeah.
Chad Ultra was there to help people finish.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And sometimes Chad Ultra finishes faster than expected. But,
One thing I did see happen when I was there was Rob came over and gave you some stuff and said, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
That was super cool. What a cool moment, because he's like, I think he was like, I can't stay long. I have to go. I hope I see you before you leave. But he gave you some things as a thank you for coming all the way across the country. I'm sure nobody else came from any further than you.
Well, he gave me a coaster with the emblem emblazed on it for the furthest traveled. And I'd like to announce that I also did win the race for people from Washington State. because I may or may not have been the only one. But yeah,
Still counts.
I cannot say more kind words about Rob and Carolina and that whole crew. Like,
Oh, Carolina for getting me the content because Erica, the content queen, forgot how to do it.
No, I did not. I have it, but it's just such a pain in the ass to do it while you're trying to run a race.
well, she's now going to post all of her content to Chat Ultra. So
You should do it by Thursday night.
Deal. Okay.
And I'm going to post, I created you a reel that I'm going to post later this week
Oh,
before.
great. So
you're going to like that.
This is my official request for whoever was taking pictures that I may or may not be a part of. Please send them to me because I really I have little pieces here and there, and it's just fun just to see what other people were doing, and if I was running by you and giving high fives or whatever. Like I think Tara has some stuff maybe, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah, send it to her.
Yeah, and I'll post some.
It was awesome. Listen, I really enjoyed it. I've been to that spot once before, and I think it's now between that one and Hamster Wheel for my first Ultra.
Okay,
Can't tell you when that will be, but
that's fine.
Unfortunately, it probably won't be Hamster Wheel because I already know New York's going to be epic, and I think I'm going to try to go to New York next year because Hannah's running it again next year. And
She's already in, or she knows
she's
gonna
already
win?
in.
Okay,
and I think I want us to be there and have a presence, the podcast to have a presence there.
Yep.
I would love for you to be there too, even if I'm not running.
You're telling me now so I can save the date.
But what I'm also telling you is that means if I run an ultra of any sort next year, it's going to be Ghost Train.
Okay. And I will tell you right now, I will crew for you because as much as you want me to do it too?
Yeah.
Really? It's so hard.
yeah, he's going to make it like one lap. What are you worried about?
Oh, okay.
That would ruin my plan. Okay, fine.
Well, what's your
fine.
plan? Wait.
I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Wait.
It's a surprise.
He's roping me into something. Okay.
But I won't be able to make the choice or the decision until probably Labor Day. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, is it a qualifying one for ADU?
No, I think Hamster Wheel's the only one that qualifies you, like an express one. But I think if you do any one of them, you can still enter. Like
Whatever one I do needs to get me into ADU.
Okay. All right. I think it's got to be Hamster Wheel some year then.
All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or we'll travel to Washington and not only qualify for ADU, but embarrass Chad. But we need to get to our amazing guest.
Before we do that, let's shout out our sponsors.
I was getting there.
I beat you to it. Okay.
We got to shout out our partners, guys. My Race Tats and Right Socks. Don't forget My Race Tats, those temporary tattoos with inspirational mantras for race day. I think you have some. What are some of your favorites?
Forward is a pace.
I actually got some custom ones that I realized I forgot to bring.
Wait, from My Race Tats?
Yes, I got custom ones.
Check that out.
That say assholes keep going, and I fucking forgot them.
Wait, you ordered those from My Race Tats?
Yes, I did.
And he made them?
Yes.
And it said assholes?
Yeah, I said in the request, if you do not want to make these, I understand. And he's like, no problem.
Hell yeah, Don.
Don, those have to go on the website.
Here's 3 different designs. Pick which one you like best. And yeah.
I love it.
Incredible.
I love it. I did not know you could do that. I probably did know, but I kind of,
some people read the website.
Lots going on in this head.
Right.
And then Right Socks, they're famous for the double layered socks that guarantee no blisters. I wore them on my 20 miler.
Yeah, how'd it go?
It was great. And I kicked ass on that 20 miler. And then
There
I
you
ran
go.
16 the other day, and it was amazing. And on tomorrow, on Wednesday, for people who are listening today is Tuesday, I have another 15 miler. And then it's taper time.
Oh, the wonderful taper time.
yep.
You earned it, man, though. You've been working really hard
Feeling
this season,
so good. And we'll talk more about New York next week. But I got my bib number. I got my corral. I got all the stuff, the pink. I'm Pink Pony Club corral.
Yeah.
But I might move back to the blue corral to run with Hannah. We're going to figure that all out. So,
Yes.
We've asked some questions. That's all next week because we got a really cool guest next week for the New York City Marathon. But we also have a wicked awesome guest today. He's coming back on the pod for his own episode. I'm so excited because he was all about this. And it's kind of in line with our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, even though it's not a female with breast cancer. It's Tom Stover from the Will Run For podcast.
Yes. We were so happy to get a chance to talk to Tom, having his own episode, just getting to know him a little bit better. And you guys are going to absolutely love this one. And I hope you listen, and I hope you cheer him on at the Marine Corps Marathon this weekend. He's going to do amazing. Go, Tom, go.
Go, Tom, go.
Go, Tom.
Guys, enjoy Tom Stover on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the On the Runs podcast. I'm your host, Eric, and I'm here with
Give him the
six-star
special.
Erica.
Give him the special.
And our guest today is Tom from We'll Run For. Tom, how? I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing. That's not the level of energy that I came to expect from you guys. Specifically you, Eric.
That was in honor of you.
I was calling
Okay.
him out.
All right, here we go. Our next guest on the pod is the heart and soul of the We'll Run For podcast, the puppet to Indiana Bones, the doctor of bacteriology. We met him in the most random place in the world a few years ago, and he's running the Marines Marathon this year for many reasons, and one we're going to talk about quite a bit. But before we get to that, I am wicked excited to welcome back to the podcast for his own episode from Columbia, Maryland, Tom Stover. Welcome back to the On the Runs podcast. What's up, buddy?
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. You started way too high. This is just going to go downhill from here, but I'm in for it. I'm here. Thank you for having me.
It's the hook. It's the hook, Tom. I got to get people hooked. You got to start high.
I get it.
And then we get just figure out how to keep them sticking around, man. We've been doing this for a while. When I say we, I mean the three of us, because you've been doing this longer than us.
I guess it's been about 5. We're going on 5 years with the Will Run For podcast, which
Excellent.
we never would have thought. But we started off in the middle of the pandemic because we wanted to talk about something and have something to, keep us motivated to run when there was no races and everything. So we just decided to start a podcast, and yeah, we're still trucking along. And we have incredible we're in the presence of greatness with you guys. It's funny, you guys start real high energy. We start very low energy and then sort of gradually build. So
that's why I stick
We
around
go
through the
full
entire
speed
episode
ahead
with yours.
all the time.
it's awesome.
I'm just gonna sit here
There's
and
a
giggle
there's
the
a
whole
metaphor
time.
in
That's
there
my
somewhere.
thing. And but Tom, hey, it's so good to have you back.
Thank you.
Well, Tom, we do know you pretty well because we met in the most random place at Disney World at Art of Animation.
Yes, we
Erica
did.
ran into Erin and Michael one time randomly years ago. That's how we met. Everybody knows that
Loopy.
story.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we try to get to know our guests a little more every time. And I'm going to try to throw something here at you that you're not expecting.
Oh,
Tell
okay.
me about why Tom is God's gift to women. Tell me about Tom's meme.
So here's the thing. I don't even know when that happened. It was before digital cameras. I can tell you that because I had to get the photo developed. But we were going to go out Halloween night to the bars, and I wanted some real easy, simple costume. And I just thought, and I was working for a civil engineering company at the time, and I had access to a printer where they print these giant schematic, drawings. And I was good friends with the printer guy, and I was like, "Can you print me out a sign and laminate it that says 2 women from God, like a gift tag?" And he did, and I wore it out to the bars, and I don't even know how the picture ended up on the internet. This was back before Facebook, back kind of the MySpace days, Friendster and all that jazz. But every Halloween, it comes back viral. So if you Google either God's Gift to Women or 2 Women from God, and you scroll a little bit, you'll see my picture. And it's ridiculous, and it just gets viral because I guess during that time, during Halloween time, people always Google simple, easy, stupid Halloween costumes. So that's one of my
That means
claims
you
to
nailed
fame.
it.
It's been viral, but again, I don't even know how that would have ended up on the internet because that predates file sharing and stuff like that. We would have had to flatbed scan that photo into somebody's computer in order for that to get online.
Tom,
But yeah.
I knew I liked you.
And I'm so unprofessional. I'm so unprofessional. even in a professional setting, I'll always bring up like a stupid fact like that. I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm viral if you Google this phrase. And then I get mad. Like, I was like number 1 or 2 for like years, and then sometimes it goes away, sometimes it comes back. It's fine.
I found it.
Did you?
Holy
Share
shit!
screen.
I
Share
think
screen.
I found
Do it.
Let me say.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to do a share screen here. I know Michael's looking for it. It took me all but 12 seconds to find it. This has got to be it. Here, we're pulling up the share screen here. That's it, isn't it?
Wait, let me see.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Oh my God!
Hang tight. It's loading for me. Oh my
2
God.
women from.
I love that you're decorated with bows too. That's a fantastic picture.
That's at my friend Jessica's house in Baltimore, Maryland. And here's the thing: if you're ever going to be viral like that, do not read the comments on your pictures because they are hurtful.
No.
It is not friendly. Like, people are like, "Oh, can I get a gift receipt with that?" Or like, send it back, or it's all that was trolling before trolling became a thing. You're welcome, internet.
I didn't even have to scroll.
No,
This is
and
great.
then like
It was
on
great. It'll be on the
fail.com
YouTube.
and
Nothing but good positive comments though.
obviously. That's an Abercrombie
Yeah.
and Fitch shirt, by the way.
I just absolutely love the sense of
is
humor
great,
on
Tom.
that. That is so
This is great.
fantastic.
It's ridiculous. I
We knew we
appreciate
liked
that.
you.
Thank
That
you.
was still MySpace days. That was like Sierra 2000 to 2004, maybe. Unreal. So that was before. That's the start of Tom. We're gonna call it the start of Tom before.
That's it.
Before you met Erin and Michael and Diana and everybody.
Yep.
And now you're this famous podcaster who's podcasting to people all around the world and spreading the positivity. And like it's so cool. It's so cool. Anyways,
Thank you.
how have you been? It's been about a year and a half since you've been back on the pod. You were on the pod. Want to take a wild guess the podcast number, Erica? It was the great one.
Wasn't it 99? Okay.
That's the
I
one.
remembered that. I knew it before you even gave me the hint.
Wait, was that a Wayne Gretzky reference?
Yeah, that's the Wayne
think it
Gretzky
was.
reference.
Nice. I've been good. I'll tell you what, training for a marathon is not great. It sucks. Training for a marathon in the summertime when we've had ridiculously hot and humid days is depressing. But now I'm in taper mode. I got like 3 more weeks before race date, and
4 or 5 days, actually, Tom. 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days until race date. And I think as of right now, I am raring to go.
You're ready. You are ready.
We'll get into why you're doing that. But what we didn't get to do on your episode, and if you go all the way back to like We'll Run For episode maybe 3, you could hear Tom's story. But let's get a little bit of your story. And let's lead up to that point. Let's hear the beginning of Tom from the meme days.
Early Tom. Give us some early Tom.
My mother met my father, and then
This is where he likes to start.
some stuff happened. So I guess I'll start if we're gonna center it around my running journey. I mean, I'm from Columbia, Maryland. I've never really been an overly athletic person. I'm funny as hell, so that really got me by. But interestingly enough, my family are all swimmers. So I might not be a fast swimmer, but I am very comfortable in the water and I will not drown. So
what are your thoughts on water polo?
Water polo, it's so violent. It's awesome.
Awesome.
It's so violent, and that it's exhausting to watch that because all you're doing is scissor kicking.
Sounds miserable.
So yeah, I don't know. Fast forward, I met my wife at my company that I'm still at. We were in 2 different departments. I essentially set up a happy hour so that I could talk to her. I invited all these people, and then I took all of her fireball shots, and I mustered up the courage to ask her for a number. We went out.
You had to tell her a funny joke or something.
I don't know. I'm good in crowds. I'm great with crowd work. But no, I mean, we kind of clicked. Obviously we clicked. And then, so when you get together with someone, you start to or I think there's a natural inclination to want to get involved in stuff they're into. And this was around 2015, right? Because you want to explore their interests. And I think that year, and I'm hoping I get all this right. If not, she's fact checking me from the other room. But
Bring her on.
right. But so I think she made a promise to herself that she was going to run maybe a 5K each month that year, because she was getting into running. She had been listening to the Mickey Myler's podcast and then the Team Shenanigans podcast. So she was starting to get into running, and then I just wanted to experience what it was like, because again, fitness wasn't like an overly important part of my life at that point. But I actually started running off false pretenses because I went out, I got like a Garmin, and I started it, what I thought I started it, and I went out and I did a 30-minute 5K, very first time ever. And I'm like, that wasn't that difficult. The GPS didn't pick up for like 15 to 18 minutes. So like really it was a much longer 5K. But then I immediately signed up for my first race, and we've been kind of running ever since. You go through that thing where you do your first 5K and it's big and intimidating and it scares you. Then you're like, okay, so that didn't kill me. So I'm going to do a 10K. I'm going to work my way up to a half marathon. My first half marathon was the Walt Disney Wine and Dine half marathon. And, it just kind of blossomed from there. And how we got into the podcast thing, like I said, we met, you meet a lot of people through these connections, through running groups and whatever it is. We met a lot of people through the different podcasts and different podcast meetups. And one of those people was Erin. And I'm going to jump a little bit ahead, but, during COVID, all the races were canceled. There was not really a whole lot of motivation to keep running because there was no goals, right? Mm-hmm. So we were like, well, Erin was a pretty accomplished trail runner, ultra runner, marathon runner, and then I do my thing, right? Like up until that point, I was really at the most a half marathon distance runner. And I was like, your style is completely different than my style. I feel like we could relate to a lot of different kinds of runners, right? So we started a podcast, and her husband, Michael, had been podcasting on some nerd stuff for like years. Like I think he had a Lost podcast. I feel like he's going to kill me when he listens to this because I should know all this. But like he knew how to put together a podcast and edit it. So we were like, let's just do this to give us something to ground us during the uncertainty of COVID, right? Like everything was crazy. And so we just talked every single day, and we put together this podcast, and it just kind of grew. And it's something that I think we're all very proud of. But it's and Erin used to say this all the time, it's all about the community. It's a very inclusive community. It doesn't matter if you run a 5-minute mile or a 15-minute mile, like we celebrated every single person, right? And we wanted it to be as inclusive as possible. And the biggest compliment that we ever got was that when people listened to it, it sounded just like a bunch of friends sitting in a room chatting together,
Yeah.
There was nothing exclusive about it. There was nothing intimidating about it. You could relate to it. We celebrated everybody. We celebrated every physical fitness level, whatever it is. Diana, she definitely helps push me. She's never pressured me into doing it, but she definitely, motivates the hell out of me because she's awesome in her own right. Mm-hmm. And she's done an awful lot with the running, and fitness in general, but like, it's awesome to be included in something where historically throughout my entire life, I would have never thought I would have ran in these circles. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
And then you get to meet some awesome people. Like I've met the two of you, and we call it those prices of fame moments. It was so random. Me and Diana were at Art of Animation, walking through kind of to our room. And I think Eric heard our voices. And he was like, wait a minute, Tom? And I'm like, this is so random. Disney is such a big place, right? And you don't go to Disney a million times. Like, we know a lot of people that go to Disney every weekend. It's ridiculous, but like,
Mhm.
it was just so random that we would bump into each other.
So
But that's how it happens, right?
yeah, you weren't even talking, so it wasn't the voice. Your voice was when I knew for sure it was you, because I just arrived. I have the big cart with all the luggage, right? And so I'm kind of going down this little slope from the lobby to our room, and you're walking on the same path, and you move aside to give me room, and I just catch you with my eye, and I just stop and say, "Excuse me, but you know." Are you Tom? I don't even think I said, are you Tom? I said, do you have a podcast? And then you said like, yes, I do, or something. And I knew when you spoke, it was you.
Awesome.
It was like, this is Tom. Oh my God. And at the point we were like, Erica, that was 2022. So we just started. It was our first year, but you met Erin a few months before that.
That's right. Oh man, that was really that long ago. Holy crap. Yeah, that was during Rachel's Loopy Looper, where I was just her support crew, and we were out, like, I noticed her by the sparkle skirts, and we got to talking, and I was like, no shit, you guys got a podcast. This is so cool. So that's when We'll Run For came onto my radar. So it was pretty small world.
It is wicked small world. Let's go back to when you met Erin, because you met her through a bunch of other groups, and you said she was an accomplished trail runner. And you weren't. You were, maybe half marathon. You're working your way up. I don't think you've done a marathon at this point. Was she very approachable? Were you just good in crowds, like you said earlier? Or because sometimes people might be a little intimidated to talk to someone who is an accomplished runner or much faster or does bigger distances or like just super speedy when you're just, because I think you're a lot like us. You're the average Joe guy who just loves to be part of the community.
So we met. So I think Diana had been talking to Erin. You kind of meet online. You join Facebook groups or whatever it is back before Facebook was whatever it is today. But like, you'd meet people online and you knew them by their handle. She was Crazy Asian Runner. And so, we were part of Team Shenanigans, which is a running podcast. And so was she. And so we'd seen her, I think, in Virginia Beach at a Shamrock half marathon weekend. Then we all went to this meetup at the Bird in Hand half marathon weekend in Pennsylvania. And it was like this massive meetup of this podcast and all their listeners. It was like 50 people. And we all went to this one person's house. And me and Diana, what we liked to do is, like, whenever we are visiting a new area, we like to check out the local breweries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of put it out there, like, does anybody want to go to breweries with us? Because, it's just me and Diana. We love to bop around with people. And Erin almost said yes then. But, like, since then, since that point, we kind of started talking a little bit more. And then we would see her at more and more of these meetups. And then we became closer with her. You know how you kind of gravitate towards certain people. We didn't really know Michael at that point, but then we had done, and I think a few years running, we did the Shamrock Half Marathon weekend in Virginia Beach, it's an awesome race if you've never done it. But those were like some really big meetups, and we just got to know her, and we kept getting to know her. And then, we would talk like every day, and we were, we had group chats, and, she was super approachable. She was like everyone's cheerleader, right? And again, and I'll be a broken record about this, it was very inclusive. It was like, hey, if you're out here, if you're trying, if you're putting in the miles, if you're training, I'm just going to support you. There was I've never been looked at by someone in this community as like, wait a minute, you don't quite belong here. And, I'm 47 years old. It's kind of weird to even think that way, but like, running is intimidating. It's a very intimidating sport. You have some very accomplished, very seasoned people who may or may not think that everyone belongs out there, right? Because you might be in their way. But I have not found that from the running community, and Erin was a big part of that. And her and Diana clicked. They, and then we all just clicked, and then we met Michael, and we all got to know each other, and it's one of those, one thing leads to another. You don't really know the timeline, but then you've just, you have your head down and then you look up and you're like, these are some of your best friends. And for all intents and purposes, there's a very good chance you'd never meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then, we talked every single day for like 5 years. And it's so weird because like my non-running friends that I grew up with, that I feel like I'm very close to, that know absolutely everything about me, do not know very little about this side of my life.
Yep. I totally relate to that. I have very close friends that I grew up with. I've known for 25, 30 years at this point. And it just, your running friends you can tell anything to. Like, we're open books. Like, nothing is off limits. And that's something like, how does that come up in a conversation with your high school friends and whatnot? So I can see how there are two sides to a person, and it all depends on when you get together and what you talk about.
I find the same.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about doing this
common.
is everyone we talk to seems to be very relatable in a way. And I love, though, we have people like you and like Ben on. I'm thinking of Ben, I don't know why I'm thinking about Ben, but who talk about the community in such a deep way, because I don't know if, like, you're not a 4-hour marathoner, you're not a 3-hour marathoner, you're typically a 5+ in the back, but you talk about the community. You mentioned the meme, all those negative comments. I don't feel like we have nobody's perfect as far as the comments and what we have today, but I feel like there's no community that's more supportive at the same time than this community. And you have those people, you have some negative Nancy's or some people like that, but you have so much more of the support side who help get you going. And you're doing it right now with the Marines Marathon coming up. So I think that's so cool about this community. And Erin said it best. It's about community.
Yeah. I feel very strongly that you can't fake it. Right? Like if I'm a football player and I have a team of people and I'm like, say I'm a linebacker, I've got other linebackers, right? I can slack off and maybe someone picks up the slack, right? But like, it's you against pavement, or it's you against dirt, or it's you against your own motivation to train. It's you against your fueling and your diet and all this stuff. It's a very solo thing. Even though the community is amazing, it's huge, right? And you have all the support, but like, it's a very you versus your own level of effort. And so like, God, I would wish I was a 3-hour marathoner. There, I wouldn't have to carry all this crap I carry, but like, it's you against your own effort. And I think everybody recognizes that.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not going to line up in the front. And when I'm out either walking our dog or running myself and I see a runner coming at me, instinctively I get out of the way, because I do not want to impede a runner's, momentum, because I feel like I know what it takes. Maybe not at a certain level, but like, I feel like I know that it takes an awful lot to get out there and lace up your shoes and body glide your nipples and put on your running panties, that my wife calls them my running panties, and just risk blisters and all that kind of stuff. It takes an awful lot of effort. And then you also have to feel like you belong there, right? Regardless of how fast you're going. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think is the best part about it. And I think that's why people do not shame people. Largely, they don't shame people for being out there and being a little slower.
Oh, I would never. I am a total champion of anybody who wants to get out and move in any way that they want, whether it's walking, they could just, even sitting outside, just get some air. but being outside and just seeing people doing their thing, it makes me happy. So yeah. I am a total champion of that.
Well, let's talk about some races you've run. You're always a presence at the Run Disney races. You do a lot in you're in the Baltimore area, I think, right? So Let's talk about some memorable races. What are some of your favorite races? It doesn't need to be your best race, but what are some of your favorite races in the memory bank that you've done? Like maybe first marathons, maybe best marathon, maybe it was a random 5K or something that just happened to be amazing because of the community or the people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I've mentioned the Shamrock Half Marathon weekend in Virginia Beach. We've done that 5 or 6 times now. It's relatively flat. It's relatively fast. It's always in like mid-March around St. Patrick's Day. The weather is hit or miss. One time it was beautiful and sunny out, and it was gorgeous, and there was kind of a party on the beach afterwards. Another time it was like hailing, and there was like a monsoon, and it was freezing, and everybody had their ponchos on and risking hypothermia, and there was like hail and sideways rain. But like, it's such a memorable thing because we've always had a big group go down and all the camaraderie around it, and that's a really fun one in general. It's also, if you're looking for a PR, that's pretty fast. I love the Disney races. I didn't grow up. I mean, I grew up knowing about Disney and all the characters and all that, but I didn't really go to Disney until I met Diana.
Okay.
And so she kind of opened my world up to Disney in general like that. But then also the Run Disney community is crazy. And it's one of those things where if you're not a part of it, you're like, this is a little cultish, but there's a lot of people in that cult. And, people dress up, and, you got to get on the bus at 2:30, 3 in the morning to get to your corral, to get to the front of your corral, to start the races at 5:30. You're running in the dark, and then you're running through the parks, and it's really cool because you're running in front of Cinderella's castle and, through Epcot and all this stuff. And it's just so cool. One of my favorite things about running is you have access on foot to places that you might not otherwise.
Mhm.
Right. So I love the Run Disney races. Wine and Dine is one of my favorites because that's like during their food and wine festival. And so, you run the race and then you go to Epcot and you eat and drink around the world, and it's a party.
That sounds like the best of both worlds. You
I'll
get
tell
the
you,
running side and then
it's so
the
cool.
enjoy yourself side.
It's so cool. What else? Let me think.
What was your first marathon?
I've only done one marathon.
Oh.
So I've only done one marathon. It was part of the Dopey Challenge. And the Dopey Challenge it's always in January. I think it's always in January. And it's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon on 4 consecutive days. So it's 48.6 miles.
Love it. Trying to get Eric to do one of those.
I'm telling you, the training for that was a monster. I think we had 3 20-milers on the training schedule. We had several weekends where it was like a back-to-back, like an 18-miler and a 16-miler on a Saturday and Sunday. We were always running. You had like a midweek 12-mile run on like a Wednesday night.
Oh, wow. That is a lot.
And it's just time on your feet, right? And that was such an amazing experience. And when I finished that, you finish around World Showcase in Epcot, and about the time that you finish, like the bars are, like the drink stands are opening up. And I remember Erin was race chasing and cheering us, and then she met us in Epcot with all of these margaritas, right? So we crossed the finish line with margaritas, and I have these, it was like a 90s theme, and I think I was dressed up as like Gizmo Duck or something. But I had like these 90s Gooder shades on, and I'm like sobbing, and I'm like hyperventilate. You know that hyperventilating crying thing you do? We're like this overwhelming sense of pride was like punching me in the middle of my back, and like this one guy that was with us, Mark, he like catches my eye, and then he starts crying, and then I'm like, stop looking at me. He's like, you stop looking at me, and then Erin like hands me a margarita and gives me like the biggest hug, and I lost it.
Oh,
and like,
you earned this, buddy.
It's so hard to explain that kind of feeling if you haven't done something like that, And
That's a
people run
huge accomplishment.
people run marathons all the time. People run 50 milers all the time. I'm not comparing myself to other people like that. It doesn't matter to me. Like, because I tried my darndest to train for that. I doubted myself the entire time. Disney's got kind of an interesting thing where like there is a time limit. It's kind of a generous time limit depending on when you start. But like they have these people called the balloon ladies who start in the very last corral, and they're the last people to start, and they walk a 16-minute mile, and you just have to stay in front of them. So if you're like, and I think it's like A, B, C, D, E, whatever corral. So if you're in like the B corral, you've got a bit of a window on them as long as you maintain that, right?
Right.
And like you can stop and take pictures with characters because there's characters all over the course. There's entertainment. If you're a fast person, you can actually ride like a roller coaster or the teacups or something like that during the marathon, which is crazy.
Where else can you do something like
I'm
that?
not that
is
fast.
Such a cool thing.
I would love to do it, but like, so those are all memorable, but those are more memorable because of like the people that we're with and all of the costumes and all of the friends we see kind of once or twice a year down in Disney, that we've become pretty close with, and I don't know, like, so Disney's very memorable. But that was my first marathon, and that's kind of why one of the reasons I wanted to run a second marathon, because I'm like, okay, so I did 48.6 miles and I didn't die. Let me see what I can do if I'm just doing the marathon, right? If I just am committing to that one distance and that one, point in time, what can I do?
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons I signed up. I also had a lot of prodding from like Erin and Michael and, Diana believes in me and all these, they're like, you can do it. I'm like, all right, well, let me see if I can do it.
Yeah. All you need to do is just have a margarita waiting at the finish. Or you could run towards Diana. She's at the finish. I'm going to be there.
That's it.
I'm running towards.
I mean,
yes.
I've run, a ton of 5Ks and like 5 milers. Some of the races we really like to do are the Baltimore races. Like there's this Charm City Run is a running store in the Baltimore area. They have this thing called the B3 Challenge, which is a 5K, 10K, and a 12 miler.
Okay.
And the 5K it's the Kelly Street 5K. It's always on the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. It starts at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and it runs through Baltimore. And we always go to this Irish pub called Mick O'Shea's, and we drink before we do the run. It's not smart. We always end it. We always end it with. We have our ciders. We have our Guinness. We always do a shot of Jameson.
Heavy, thick beer.
And then we run down the warped and terribly maintained streets of Baltimore, Maryland. It's so scary. And if anybody knows me, you know that I am terrified of rolling an ankle. I'm terrified of tripping. I'm always policing other people's ankles. Like if we were running and I'm like behind you, I'm staring at your feet, being like, you're too close to the curb, or why are you doing this? You're not looking at like, I have such anxiety over people tripping to the point where I annoy the living hell out of the people I'm running with. But that's my charm. But no, I mean we have some that we run every year, and then we're always looking for new challenges. So I think those are some of my favorite ones.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we saw you again at Loopy this year, so you were doing the relay again, right?
Loopy, and beautiful Cooper River Loop Park.
It really is a beautiful place to run. I enjoyed it so much.
Were you there last year during the weather that was just terrible?
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about that real quick before we get to the most epic, beautiful Loopy there ever was this past summer.
I'll tell you. So Erin was with us, and we had set up like a compound. It was awesome. We had like multiple tents and all these tables and all this food, and everybody was vibing. And then this we're like tracking the weather, and the storm rolls in and literally blows it all away.
Wow.
So we're all scrambling. We tie everything up in tarps, and we all go hide in our cars, and that kind of, it also blew all of our momentum away because we were all vibing, but now we're all just waterlogged, and everything's kind of full of rain. And we did a final loop at like 10 p.m., but then I think everybody was ready to call it. But it's a very interesting place. It's like a 3.75 mile loop around a river, and you go over a couple bridges, and it's relatively flat. The people that run it, the people that run it look like superheroes. They're just all muscle, and it's crazy intimidating. But everybody's cool. But it's a very interesting place to run because there's always some crazy thing going on. There's always a wedding. There's always some sort of quinceanera or block party or armed robbery or something going on, car theft, like whatever it is, it's happening at that park.
Oh, wow.
But that's where I did my first 50K. And that was the year before that. And Erin was kind of, she was kind of crewing me. And I remember there's a picture where she's putting squirrel's nut butter all over my blisters. It was a very intimate moment for me. And I appreciate it. Oh my God, it was terrible. I was like, I do not love this. But I don't know. It's those kind of memories that you look back on and you realize how valuable they are, right? Because you're like, in the moment that kind of sucked, but like looking, hindsight's 2020, and you're like, man, I would give anything to do that again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then this year, where we saw Erica, the weather was gorgeous. There's no real shade there, and so when it's hot, you're in the direct sun most of the day. This time it was a little overcast. There was a nice breeze the entire day. It wasn't too hot. It was nice, but it wasn't too hot. And it just made a world of difference. Like everybody was PRing. Mm-hmm. Like people were killing it out there.
Course records went down, didn't they? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they did. People were breaking records, and and it's one of those things where you're like, God, I don't want people to show up to this race thinking that that's the experience every year, because it's not going to be next year.
Expect the worst.
Prepare for it, but then, be pleasantly surprised if it turns out okay.
I like to say it's just going to be epic weather.
It's going to be epic weather. It's going to be wicked awesome.
Yes.
Nailed it.
You had a team, though. Like was there like 18 of you? So you needed to like divide into 3 teams or something? Like you had a ton of people who came this year because of Erin, because it was the first year since after Erin passed away.
Right. This is the amazing On the Runs podcast. We also have friends over at Rise and Run podcast, who is they're awesome, but they do a lot more Disney centric stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they don't know anything about real cheese, though. They think some fake cheese.
They think this fake plastic cheese equates to nachos.
Yeah,
it's a whole scandal.
Yeah.
Is that the cheese in the Disney boxes? I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what we are when we're listening to that? We're the popcorn meme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Greg is I think he does a lot of their production. He's also one of the hosts, and we're friends with all of them. Greg's one of our close friends. He had this idea to, get some relay teams together to honor Erin, and just have a fun day with it. So we had, was it 3 relay teams or 4 relay teams? I think we had 3 relay teams, and then a handful of folks that were just doing their own thing. Like Michael was there, he was doing his own thing. And I was part of a relay team, and it was just such good camaraderie. Like a lot of people, that was the first time they'd met in person, and everybody got along. We were, there's always 1 or 2 people that are really good with spreadsheets. So we everybody's putting what they're bringing and who's bringing tables and chairs and tents and food and all this kind of stuff. And what do you want me to bring? It was just such a good vibe. Michael brought me this porcelain statue of Benjamin Franklin that he got from an estate sale or an auction. And if you know anything about our podcast, for some reason I quote Benjamin Franklin to close out most of our podcasts. I don't even know how that happened.
I hope you have a quote ready, by the way. I didn't prepare you for that.
Oh my God.
You can pull something out.
Another thing I do is I always misquote Ben Franklin. Because
that's even better. That's more on brand for us.
But no, it's just the whole vibe was good, and you're not supposed to drink on course, but we had fireball shots in honor of Erin. We took a million selfies and pet all the dogs, and it was fun. It was really fun. It was a great time. I highly recommend it.
You guys had that little picture of Erin that said, "What would Erin do?" And I think it did say, "Take all the selfies, pet all the dogs, and drink the fireball." Was that the last one? Something like that.
So, and then people just made friendship bracelets and brought them and handed them out, and they had sayings that Erin would say, and just little things like that, little attentions to detail, just kind of make it all, so much more special, right? So yeah, that was fun. I highly recommend it.
You mentioned pet all the dogs. I got to mention this. I just got off the phone with Michael, your Michael, Erin's Michael, a few hours ago as I'm driving home, and I'm like, give me some dirt on Tom. Tell me something amazing about him. It's really what I want. Last time I actually saw Michael was at Mount Washington, and they camped with us, and Erin watched Adeline. Well, another friend of mine, Sammy, showed up with her boyfriend, Michael, and Sammy brought her dog, Nala. And what was super cool was Erin was just in love with Nala. Nala got all the pets for the entire weekend, right? So I haven't seen any of these people since that Mount Washington race. Today, I call Michael. I'm talking to him on the phone. And as I said, we got Tom later tonight. And right now I'm going for a run. Well, I get out of my car. I go for my run. I run to the top of a ski mountain here in New Hampshire that I do quite often. And who's at the top of the ski mountain? Michael and Nala, who I haven't seen since Mount Washington.
Wow.
No way.
I know.
It's amazing.
Right. So he was just taking Nala for a walk. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen you guys since then, but that was the last time I saw Michael and Erin. And it's just how did all those things align within an hour of each other?
Wow.
So it was pretty small world. And instantly I go to pet Nala and I'm like, just like Erin, pet all the dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
anyways.
I'll share this. We did the Bird in Hand. We did the Flying Pig half marathon in Cincinnati. And Erin was there. And it's a huge group of people, and we're all kind of doing a run walk, maintaining some sort of interval, but we're it's a fun run kind of thing. And we're all we're running through downtown Cincinnati, and it's one of those races where the whole city comes out for it. Think of New York, think of Philly, think of any of these things where people kind of line the streets. We're all running on the right side of the road because we keep stopping and starting because of the run walk. And then I think it was me who was like, oh, look, there's a dog on the left-hand side. And then I'm like, no, it's not. That's a potbelly pig. All of us, there's 20 plus people. All of us were so inconsiderate. We just all cut everyone off and go over to this pig and just start taking selfies with this thing. And Erin, I feel like Erin was so enamored with this thing. It was the funniest thing in the world, but no race etiquette. We were we're all taking this selfie with the pig.
You were those classic Disney runners I hear about.
No. That's terrible. A special circumstance. When you see a pig on a race course, you go. It doesn't matter where it is. You go. We
were like, is that a pig? And then we all just...
was this a pet, or was it a random pig out on the loose out of its?
No, someone had a pig on a leash with it had a pink boa around its neck and sunglasses. I tell you, and that was kind of mile 6 or 7, I think. it was just the highlight of the whole weekend is this random pig. But I'm sure
Mom, I need a picture of this.
I have it. I definitely have it, and I'm sure that pissed so many people off.
Who cares? You had fun. That's all that matters.
It's a good memory. That's a cool memory. And I bet every time you see a pig, sometimes you think, oh, remember that time?
Yeah.
Bird in hand.
How often
pig
do
on
you
a leash.
see
pig on a leash?
Pig on a leash.
That's the thing, pig on a leash. All right, well, let's talk about what you got coming up. And let's talk about how this happened. So we keep mentioning Erin quite a bit. Erin was the fourth member of your podcast. I called you the heart and soul. I think others call her the patriarch of the Will Learn for. I can't say it.
Matriarch.
Thank you.
Here's the thing.
Anyways.
I didn't know the difference. I refer to as the patriarch.
Unless that's part of the appeal.
That's part of the appeal.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you said it right because I said it wrong once and they never let me live it down because I was like, and Erin's the patriarch, or I said Michael was the matriarch. I forget what I said, but like whatever it was wrong. And they were just like, oh, we're just going to troll him from now on with this. But yeah,
love it.
Erin, yeah. Erin was definitely the glue.
So we lost Erin back in March. At what point did you decide to do the Marines Marathon? I want to say it was one of the first few episodes after, at least that's when you announced it. But like, when did you decide this is the marathon I'm going to do to be my second, and why?
So you got to go back to last year's New York City Marathon, and Erin ran that race for Fred's team, and she raised money for cancer research. And I went up and cheered her on, and I saw her at a couple different spots in the race, and she was running really strong, and it was a really good moment for her. I mean, she was very sick at that moment, right? And the race after that we all did with her was the Donna half marathon down in Florida, for breast cancer, and Michael pushed her in like one of those, athletic kind of stroller.
Adaptive wheelchair, yeah.
Adaptive wheelchair.
That was a month after, by the way. A month after she ran New York.
Yeah. And I remember, like, being at New York City, and I just was watching everybody run by me, and I was like, I want to do something like this for her. Specifically for her, but I also think like if I wanted to do New York, I don't know that I could get in. I would have to fundraise, and I was like, I'm completely fine fundraising because guaranteed entry, and then I could do something good. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to Erin about it, and we were just kind of, and like the cost on everything to go up to New York and get get the hotel I would want, like it was a lot, but I was like, I want to do something, right? Like, because I see all these people running a marathon, and I'm pretty sure I could go out right now and do a half marathon, and I'd be fine. But like, and I'm not saying anything negative about a half marathon. That is a legitimate distance. All these are legitimate distances, but I wanted to really challenge myself, and so I was talking to Erin about it, and it was either going to be the Marine Corps Marathon or the New York City Marathon. And then I just decided to try to register. I didn't even know if it was going to be difficult to get into Marine Corps. It wasn't. Like I just registered and then I'm in. I'm like, oh God. But like it was she definitely inspired me to do that. Mm-hmm. Because, seeing her, put herself out there, knowing what she was going through, everything in her head about it, physically, she was definitely in pain, but she still did this New York City Marathon and she ran it strong. It was very inspiring in general. And then just like the vibe was electric, and I'm like, you got to do something hard. Like I wanted to do something that I know is going to be painful, that I know is going to be challenging, right? That I knew I would have to prepare for. Because I was kind of like, I was a little fledgling a little bit, and we all got very depressed around Erin. And like I was definitely not training in any kind of, regular capacity or anything like that. So I'm like, I needed something on the calendar to make me actually train and go to the gym and try to improve my health.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Erin was younger than me, and she went so quick. Like from when she got sick to when she passed away, it was very quick. And it's one of those things that like it kind of slaps you in the face a little bit. And it's like she was nothing but full of the most vibrant life and energy, and how fast that can go away, right? And she was a life force. Like she was the air in the room, and then when she's not in the room, the air gets sucked out of the room. And it was really like, it was one of those things where I'm doing it for me. She would want me to do it for me, but like she's going to be in my head the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you kind of look back and you're like, I was really lucky because like some of those Disney races, I think she was injured. This is before her diagnosis or anything, but I think she was injured and she just walked one of the 10 miles with me and we just talked for the entire time. And I'm like, looking back on that, I'm like, how fortunate was I to have that one-on-one time with her, But how quickly that can go away is the scariest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean to get on a soapbox or be prophetic or anything like that, but like, you are not guaranteed any time. You are not guaranteed any tomorrow. Like everything could get taken away from you in a heartbeat. And like, that's why I'm saying, like, when you're at these races and you're talking to these people and you're, you have these kind of online relationships that become like real, like in-person relationships. And then they become your friends. Like you never know where that's going to come from. So like to take any of that for granted is just, it's kind of rude. So that's partly why I'm running Marine Corps Marathon, is because, she had that presence, and I'm doing it for me because that's what she would want. But she's absolutely going to be with me every mile of the way. And however it turns out is however it turns out, right? She'd be proud of me no matter what.
Absolutely.
She'll
give you an ass kicking if you need it.
Oh, hell yeah. But it's coming up.
5 days.
I'm intimidated. I will tell you. Only because like the pace isn't crazy. Like the pace requirement's 14-minute mile, which I can absolutely do. But I don't know. It's going to be something where I'm just going to have to focus. And we have a small army of people that are running this race, and like Diana and a bunch of our friends are going to be cheering. They're going to set up a cheer table, a beer table. And like Michael's going to be there cheering, and we have a bunch of friends running it, and it's going to be a bit of a party.
There you go.
Very excited. And I'm nervous. I just want to do it.
I get that. The anticipation is sometimes worse than actually running it yourself, like itself.
I did get a coach.
I was going to ask, how is training? You got a coach. How is this whole experience?
It's a great experience. She's very prescriptive. She's very flexible. She works with me. We've been focusing a lot on speed work, maintaining longer intervals, and just proper fueling and everything. And just, it's definitely a lot of different things. Like there'll be time, the long runs on the weekends, there'll be speed work, there'll be intervals, there'll be mile repeats, quarter mile repeats, whatever it is. And then also she'll throw in like Peloton and strength training and things like that.
Nice.
Strength training, I never strength train. It's terrible. But like it makes such a difference.
Doesn't it?
Such a difference. But no, I mean, whatever happens, but like I've really enjoyed this entire process of prepping for getting ready for this marathon. I will be happy when I cross that finish line, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That'll
you work
so
so
cool.
hard for it. Absolutely. You're gonna kick some ass and hopefully enjoy a beer on course with your friends setting up that table, because I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As a loyal listener of the Will Run For podcast. And I will say it's the only other running podcast I listen to, religiously every week, within a day or two after it comes out, always in the car with my daughter when I bring her to school because it's appropriate versus some of the other podcasts I listen to. So I appreciate that. As a loyal listener, I've enjoyed this journey because you do talk about it a little bit. You talk about how it's going, and you got the 20 miler, you're picking out your 14 miler here, and you share and you make content and you share it on the Will Run For page. Erica, take notes.
I've been
and
shamed.
You talk about it. You share it all. And I really enjoyed being part of this process. So I'm super excited for you to do the Marine Corps Marathon in a couple of days and have a blast, but also I know it will be very emotional. So contain those emotions for the finish line. Hopefully there's that margarita or something and have a blast, man. I'm super excited to continue following this journey, man.
Thank you. Yeah, like it's weird what goes into it. Like even like I make a playlist for training for like different distances of training. Like I map out my routes. I try to make it creative. Every little piece of it. You kind of experiment with different fueling and stuff like that. Like it all goes into it. I don't think anybody just goes out and does it. Like, and maybe they do. But like I think part of it is the preparation for it, and that kind of that keeps you motivated to keep going.
Marathon training is a whole package. It's definitely like
job.
a whole a program. Like you have to practice all the little things.
Try doing it with kids.
Oh, that's even more.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine.
But yeah, you got to figure out what you're gonna wear.
Is Indiana
what you're gonna
Bones
eat.
a runner, by the way, or is she just a walker?
Indiana Bones is his own thing. He's his own vibe. He's single-handedly keeping our mental health together in this household. But he's very distracted. He's all over. He's squirrel this, squirrel that. He's all over the place. He is keeping us safe from anything with wheels. So here, this is embarrassing. So we went to a race. Diana was running a race. It was a 5-miler. She does this Oktoberfest 5-miler every year, and she always kills it. She runs it so fast, it's crazy. But and I'll go to the start with her and see her off, and I'll usually have Indiana Bones. So this woman in a wheelchair was moving by us. Indiana Bones starts barking because he barks at anything with like bicycles or anything with a spoked wheel. And I'm like, Indiana Bones, man, that's not a good look. You're being ableist. It's not a good look. I'm like, it's not you. It's literally the wheels on that chair. If this was a bicycle, he would do the same thing. It was an embarrassing moment, and we've since talked to him about it, and I'm hoping he changes his ways. But
he's
from the South. He's from the South. He was a rescue from Alabama.
Oh.
And he was fostered in Northern Virginia. We went down and rescued him. I thought he had a wonky face when we first got him, but he is now my best friend. I don't know what he would say, but I call him my best friend.
Well, I hope you're at least in the top 2 between you and Diana. So it's got to be the 2 of
you. She might win.
That's okay. We love her too. Well, I'm super excited. You know the drill. We got a couple big final questions, and that doesn't mean by any means that we're done, but we're going to get to those right now.
Okay.
Erica, I'm going to give you a moment to change yours up because you've actually asked Tom your question, and he's given you an answer. It was the Food Fighters monkey wrench. So I'm going to go with mine. And I got to throw a little curveball in here because I know what your answer is going to be. So On the Runs is hosting this massive pasta dinner. It's going to be amazing. All our guests from this year are welcome, and they're all welcome to bring a +1. But I'm going to invite the entire Will Run For family. So that eliminates you picking anyone alive or dead to go as Erin. So now knowing that Erin, Michael, and Diana are all going to be there at your table, if you could invite one person in the world to be the +1 for the Will Run For podcast, anyone in the world, alive or dead, who are you going to take?
Do you think you know who I'm going to say?
I do know who you're going to say. Benjamin Franklin.
Like, what would I talk to Benjamin Franklin about?
I don't know. Then I have no clue who you're going to say.
I'll tell you what, and this is kind of a cop-out, I'd probably invite Taylor Swift, only so I could ask her questions like, okay, first, I'm a big fan. I'd ask her about the whole Travis thing and like what the attraction is there, which is fine. I'd ask her why I feel like she sometimes takes advantage of her fans with like releasing multiple colors of albums with the same songs on it. It's kind of a cash grab, and she definitely is a billionaire. She doesn't need the money. I might invite my buddy Dave Matthews because I'm a diehard Dave Matthews fan. Like, seriously, what would we talk to Benjamin Franklin about?
I don't know. I just that was what I was thinking.
I mean, that would be awesome. Like, the photo op would, first of all, if you pulled out an iPhone and you were like, "Hey Ben, like, can we take a picture?" He'd think we were warlocks and witches because he'd be like, "What is this magic?"
His mind.
He'd be like, "What is this?"
I just thought because you end every episode with a Benjamin Franklin quote on most occasions.
It's true.
I should have really thought Taylor Swift, and because of your name here in the corner, T Sizzle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's so many good ones, but like, who would have like the best conversation?
I actually think Jason Kelsey would be awesome.
Jason Kelsey would be fantastic.
Yeah, he'd be great. No one's invited him yet, so we need him. I think Travis is coming, so we need Jason.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, Eric definitely kind of train wrecked my my question because you did technically pick one. I think that was more collectively for the Will Run For podcast. You guys did. I think was it Everlong, Foo Fighters? I think that was the song you guys chose.
Or Monkey Wrench.
It was Monkey Wrench.
Was it Monkey Wrench? Oh, I knew it was one of those. Okay. Well, let's do it this way. I would like to go down or to California to do another Disney race. Which one should I do? Which one of those is like particularly your favorite, and which one would you recommend? Could be any of them.
I would say definitely in Florida. Definitely do a Florida race because you get multiple parks. And if you're going to do it, you should probably do Marathon Weekend. Because the marathon runs you through all 4 parks. I mean, you spend an awful lot of time on flat Florida highways, but like running through the parks is really cool. So I would highly recommend, and just the energy with Marathon Weekend is so cool.
When's your next Disney trip? Maybe I can plan mine around it again.
There you go.
The only thing we have planned, there's a race in, I think it's April, called Springtime Surprise, which is a 5K, 10K, and like a 10 miler. And Diana wants to be perfect in that, so we're going to be doing that in perpetuity until we die. So we'll be doing that one. It's always really, really hot because it's April in Florida, so it's muggy and it's sweaty and it's all the things, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
So you guys have been running that since it first started. Is that what you're saying? That she's done every single one of them that has occurred?
Yeah, it came back. It was something else. It was another branded race, but the Springtime Surprise is only a few years old, and she's done it every single time.
Oh, how cool is that? I get that. I totally get it. I would want to do the same thing.
Are you like season pass holders, or like how many times a year are you going to Disney World then? At least 2 times, I think, right?
It's been it's been at least twice for a couple years now. Obviously COVID put a bit of a, threw a wrench in that, but at least once a year. It just depends.
You're a big fan, if I remember, of Pop Century or Art of Animation. They're both basically the same thing in the same neighborhood. But what do you think of like how's the Caribbean resort there? I'm thinking about doing that one next.
Those are nice. Those are
I stayed there.
I think those are considered moderate. If I say anything, it's because I've learned this from experience in Diana. but I might get my facts sort of wrong. But like Caribbean's nice. Uh, we've actually been staying the last couple of years. We've been staying on Erin and Michael's DVC points. So we've stayed at the Boardwalk or oh my God, what's it called?
The Polynesian?
The Polynesian.
It's got to be amazing.
But we are pop century people. We are the value people because you're not really in the room that much.
Yeah.
And if you're going to spend money, there's other things you can spend it on. But like
right.
the Caribbean is really nice.
What I think I'm going to do next time is I'm a big fan of Art of Animation because they're all family suites.
Okay.
And Adeline and I've been debating about taking her, and if she, depending on sports and everything, I want to just go with her for a quick couple of days, probably around Halloween or for the Mickey's Halloween party, right? And that's when I'll do something like a different resort outside of Art of Animation. But the Art of Animation is perfect because they're all family suites. They're big, 2 bathrooms, couple rooms, and it was just perfect versus your typical hotel room looking thing. But you're so right. Unless you're going to spend a couple resort days, if you're not doing that, like Pop Century is perfect. Art of Animation is perfect. Caribbean is probably perfect. If you're going to have a couple days at the resort to yourself, the Polynesian is pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We feel like we're getting away with something because we are not, the luxury resort kind of folk. But it's fine. I mean, we'll take advantage of it when we can, but also when you're saying it like Pop or Art of Animation, you have like the Skyliner and you have like all the transportation, and
it's amazing.
It's so easy. It just makes it so easy.
That was so key because we went and we used to stay at Port Orleans, Riverside. It was called Dixie Landings at one point, and the only access of transportation there is the bus. And I was like, no, I need something better than sitting at a bus stop waiting for a bus. I want to just be able to walk right onto the gondola or right onto the monorail. And the Skyliner resorts were in my price range. The monorail resorts, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
So if Michael and Erin have any left of those points, maybe. But
you're going to have to fight them for it.
Friends are good to have. Friends are
great to have. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're super happy that we're friends because I love this. This wouldn't have happened without Erin. We'll just put it that way. It wouldn't have happened without her looking at Erica's sparkly skirt one day and saying, oh, I like your sparkly skirt, and them connecting. And then I hooked on to you guys. I found you at Disney World just by chance. And then we've connected, and it's just been so cool. Michael and Erin stayed in my camper. We did Mount Washington. I hope to do more. When I do a Disney race, you better be there because I better not go to Disney without the Real Run For family there.
Oh, you got it.
It's super cool, this connection we have made between all of us. And I'm so happy that you came on for your own episode. You were super adamant when we invite you on, we invite all 4 of you on. And we did that for the great one, episode 99. But I knew with you having the Marine Corps Marathon coming up, and I knew the story, and I knew the reasons, I wanted to have you on to talk about it. And so in 5 days, dude, good luck. You're going to have a blast. I'm so excited for you and for everybody else to do your second marathon. I think you're going to have a pretty great time and some pretty great reasons. I can't wait to watch. Michael and Diana, do a damn good job on your Instagram stories that day because I'm going to be glued to it.
They have to blow it up on social media.
Yes.
We'll be following along. We'll be cheering you on from afar.
Can I give a little plug?
Absolutely.
So one thing that we've been doing every year is we call it and I don't know if you were going to get to this, but we call it
yes, thank you.
The virtually live race. So again, back in COVID times, there are no races. There's nothing to see friends at. People are just kind of out running by themselves, training for nothing. So we were like, what if we got everybody together on a Zoom on a random Saturday and did a shared 3, 2, 1, go, and then everybody just runs a distance, whatever they want to do, wherever they want to do it, with whoever they want to do it, and then afterwards we come back on and have a Zoom party and all toast together. and it was a way to be virtually live together. Just again, it was all about the community, and it was all about the camaraderie, and just being outside and getting fresh air and whatever it is, and just celebrating running and all that stuff. So this is the 5th year that we're going into it. In past years, we've had a wooden medallion. We've had we've had swag in the past. Typically, there's a charity aspect to it. With Erin not being here this year, we're going to be doing a virtually live race on her birthday. If you go to our Instagram and there's a link there, you can register for it. We're just doing a bib. Michael designed a bib and a couple stickers. I think it's like $6, and then there's also you can donate to a charity, and the charity, it's called I think it's Unite for Her, and that's a local charity to the area that they live in, which was really really helpful with resources during her cancer treatment. And it's awesome. And
I got my bib.
Awesome. So if anybody wants to join us, obviously the more the merrier. It's definitely going to be a celebration of just the community, Erin, obviously the charity, and just the last couple years have been very rough. Obviously we lost Erin. Year before that, Diane and I lost one of our dog, Archie. Erin designed a medallion with like a dog crossing a rainbow bridge. I'm looking at it right now. There's been a lot of hard times, and then this is one of those things where and here comes Indiana Bones. See him?
Hi, Indy.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. Oh,
Hey, buddy.
handsome.
See, you don't have a wonky face, do you?
Not at all.
I thought he looked stupid. But no, virtually live race. It's on Erin's birthday. Please feel free to join us. And if you don't want to sign up for the bib or anything, and if anybody would like to just donate, it's a great charity. I know it helped Erin and Michael tremendously. So
it's Saturday, November 22nd.
Yep.
It's $5 plus a little fee, so it ends up being $6.38.
Yeah.
Last year it was like $40 because of a lot of people and a lot of things that you did the socks, you did the medal, you did the bib that I have here. My medal's over there. I was like, I'm not going to take everything off, but I knew the bib was right here under the desk on a shelf.
I think I might actually have the.
So it's her birthday, the 22nd of November to Saturday. No excuses, $5. Join us. I did it last year for the first. There's the medal, and we got the bib here. Oh, it's great. So
I love it.
It's a great. Last year was my first one I ever did. It was amazing. I had so much fun being on the Zoom, and that was really cool. So I'm glad. You know what? Here's what I'm going to send you off with before hopefully we get a quote from Tom. But
God,
I am thrilled. I'm so happy that you guys have continued the Will Run For podcast. And I don't know what your plan is in the future. I don't know if your plan was just do this year or keep going. I hope it's keep going. Whatever you choose is fine. But I wouldn't have blamed you if you stopped. You did the one episode the week after she passed, and I wouldn't have blamed you if it was the last one. But then he did another, and then he brought the series back, the Inside the Runner Studio series. And the 3, you just keep going. And I thought, well, what are they going to do? Will it just be Tom and Diana? Will Michael be traveling? Will they bring on another co-host to fill in the void? No, you did it the right way. I'm so glad you continue to do it. I love listening. It's great. I'm happy and I'm proud of you guys. For the way you have handled everything in this last year plus, really, if you think about it. So kudos to the 3 of you. And we think of Erin all the time. We really do. I see little things like a dog, pet all the dogs. I think of her all those times. I only met her once. It's like, that's the impact she had.
I'm telling you.
Us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much. You guys are amazing. Just the energy and the positivity, and I'm a huge supporter of Stooley.
Yes.
You
want more stickers? I'll send you some.
Yes. Stooley's definitely on our refrigerator right now.
Yes.
We're going to have magnets one day soon, too.
I'm telling you.
I'll work on that. You know what? I should have been working on it already. I'm on it.
But no, we really appreciate you. We love listening to you guys. We've met people through your podcast, so we just continue to grow this community and really, really appreciate you both.
Well, the feeling is totally mutual. We love you guys too, and just your community. And I'm so glad our community could combine to make a super awesome running community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a blast. So, guys, Tom, I hope you're ready for quote.
T-Sizzle, let's go.
It's not the greatest quote, but apparently Benjamin Franklin was a drinker. And so according to Google AI, this well-known quote was attributed to Benjamin Franklin. He said, "Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy."
Love
Amen to that.
I wish that was about running, but it is what it is.
Well, that was amazing, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. Tom, fantastic. I love you, man. Good luck in 5 days. Crush it. Have fun. Tom Stover, everybody, on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Tom, we have to thank you so much for coming back and talking to us. We just love chatting with you. We think you're so much fun. And I'm just so in awe of what you're doing in honor of people who have cancer, especially Erin. And man, you are just so, so awesome. So also say hi to Diana and Indiana Bones for us. We think they're awesome as well. And Michael. And God, we love them all.
I love that you're looking at the camera while talking. That's so awesome.
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't even look at the camera when we're doing this on Riverside.
Well, no, Tom was awesome. We'll run for it. Love them since the day we ever figured out who they were. When you found Erin in the sparkly skirt at Loopy Looper, and I ran into him at Disney. So fun. That was a fun time. We'll have to get Michael on for his own one day and Diana on for her own. Diana just PR'd a 5K over the weekend.
Did she really?
Like a lifetime PR.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
A lifetime PR. That's amazing.
You know what that deserves? Yeah, congratulations. Hey, want to shout out my race tats and Right Sox. Thank you again. And
thank you for being our partners.
If you guys do, it's only like $6. Sign up for the virtually live race that they're doing on November 22nd.
Yes.
We'll run for it in honor of
I'm
Erin.
signed up.
I think it's the charity was Unite for Her. Right. So that was awesome. Thank you, Tom. Good luck this weekend. I can't wait to watch and follow along. And like I said, Michael and Diana, you need to do a kick-ass job on the social media content.
Better than me. Do better than me.
Or just do what Erica did during Chicago because it was amazing.
You could. So that means just posting stuff at any point. Doesn't matter when. After is fine.
So speaking of Chicago, not speaking of Chicago, but when you were at Chicago, did you see in New York City, they did this long jump in Times Square?
I did not until you just showed me now.
Okay. It looked amazing.
It looked amazing. It looked so cool. What were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts was it looked like they were having so much fun, and it was like a fashion show.
Yeah, it kind of was.
And the thing that really stuck out to me, they have clips of them mid-jump, and they've all got huge smiles on their face.
Right. There are some runners like Tara Davis Woodhall, who we all know, and Faith Kipyegon, if I said that right. Kipyegon. There are so many. And here's my initial thought was the whole track and field, to me, like you only see it a little bit during the Olympics. Maybe they get a Netflix series. Like they're trying really to do stuff here. Why don't you make your Olympic trials this event? You see the NHL takes a hockey game to a football stadium.
Yeah.
NASCAR takes a race to the streets of Chicago. Like, instead of getting you to come to the track or come to the venue, we'll go to you. And this is so cool. They did it in Times Square at night. Like, why couldn't you do some of these events like the long jump, the 100-meter race for the men and the women? Why can't you do that in a venue like Times Square? Maybe even do some exhibition events at World Major Marathons like the Boston Marathon. could do it like in Hollywood or down Main Street of Disney World. There's so many places you could do this, and you could take it around the country instead of saying, hey guys, pay, $60 to come to this football stadium that has a track and watch them run. Let's go to you and do it and put it on national television, live stream it everywhere. Like,
I would love to see that. I would love it.
The Olympics are in where next?
Oh, LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Do it in LA. Can you
imagine them doing it down like Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah, exactly. What are some other places they could do this?
Oh man.
Like you could do it in some really cool spots. You really could. DC in front of the White House.
Do it at the beach.
You could do it down the memorial, the whole green, the mirrored lake thing, the Lincoln Steps of Washington DC.
Yep. Like lots of options.
I know, and take it around and be like,
I know that they do have like the Diamond League or something like that for that, but it's never televised, at least that I see. And it's always I see after the fact, and
Right.
I wish they would televise it more to help grow the sport and I just think it would be so cool because that's the kind of shit I like to see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched the long jump since high school. I would go watch that.
Did you watch the Netflix show Sprint that came out?
I did not.
It was great.
That was really a cool thing. They even had one on Simone Biles. Like I thought
Right.
that one was cool. But like the fact that Netflix is bringing it to the masses, I do appreciate that, and I would love to see it more. I think it's cool.
If you want to make that sport grow, especially with the Olympics, like you now
Get
have
the money flowing, the sponsorships, and all that stuff.
With people like Tara Davis Woodhall and the social media content they're doing and everything, like this is your chance to grow. If the Olympics were anywhere else in the world outside the US, I think like I wouldn't be pushing so hard. But the fact they're in LA in 3 years,
They got some opportunities.
pump the tires for this. Take it on a national tour. Like
That would be so
I know.
Think of the celebrity hosts they can get to come out.
right.
You could do it at the Super Bowl for a halftime show. How much better would that be for a halftime show than a concert?
And I'm recommending Terry Crews right now.
Oh my God. Honestly, he was one of the first to pop into my head.
I mean,
just pop and lock and dance.
I don't care how many millions it is. The Super Bowl has to happen now. They have to do it at the halftime or something of a Super Bowl. You pull out this track.
I hope they're listening.
This couldn't be the long jump. It would have to be do the men's and the women's 100-meter like U.S. marathon qualifiers from the Super Bowl halftime show. And when NBC has a Super Bowl, like if they don't do this, shame on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pump the tires. I wanted to say that. I've been saving this one for a week and a half now because I want to talk about it.
I can't
with you.
believe this didn't pop up on my feed at all. Like nothing. I saw nothing about it. And so my first impression of it, by the way, I'm just like, oh my God, they're on a platform basically doing this high jump. What happens if you step wrong and you fall off this thing? Like that's my
big platform.
That's my thought. But these women are professionals. They
It
know
was
what
so
they're doing.
cool. I mean, I was just like, if I saw that same reel from a football stadium, I would be like, oh, there's a long jump. But like just the sight lines and everything and the backdrop of New York City, Times Square, the lights, that was so cool.
Well, and that's what you're saying. The crowd was into it. Like it was.
And a lot of the crowd probably didn't even, they're just like, oh, we're here on tour. We're here like people aren't going to be like, oh, they're doing this in Times Square. I have to go. But it's about getting in front of the crowd that has no clue what's going on. Sometimes be like, oh my God, this is so cool.
A little bit of a surprise, but if I knew about it and if I happened to be in the area, I would have jumped on that.
The ticket is do it around, like, honestly, they did it the weekend of the Chicago Marathon. Why didn't you do it the weekend of the New York City Marathon? Why wasn't it your Saturday event? Or Friday, right outside Times Square.
The runners are already in your city. Like, why didn't they do that in Chicago somewhere?
Right. They could have totally done it in Chicago.
Could have done it on one of the bridges that shut down a bridge.
Yeah, Eric is worried about them falling off the stage, and now they fall off the stage and the bridge.
You can't fall off a bridge, but
Boston. Like, they could do it in Boston on Saturday, right at the finish line area.
That is cool. Turn it into an exhibition.
Yeah, it's so cool. I think it's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer.
Can you imagine, though, having to finish a marathon by doing a long jump? I'm there for that.
You know what that reminds me of? This is totally off topic. When you're playing like the Super Mario Brothers and like you have to go up that thing and then jump on the flag. Like that's how you finish your race. And like and you miss and you're like, boop, and you just don't jump high enough.
Did you see something I know you did see? Did you see Cape Town was canceled?
I cannot believe that.
Right.
You are trying to become a major and you get your race canceled.
First thought.
Mm-hmm.
Feel terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people have to travel for that. And of course, since it's going to be a major, hopefully, you have to like, this is part of the qualification. You have to have the race.
There's an evaluation process. I would love to see what this process is. Like, does it talk about medals, by the way? Can you ever lose your world major bib thing?
Actually, that did happen because Chengdu, China was trying to.
No, I mean, like, could Chicago lose?
Once it's already a major.
Right.
Oh.
Like,
I just know that if you're in the candidacy program, they can make it not happen.
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah,
so
you
I
can
hope,
fail.
I hope because the sight lines and everything look beautiful. Cape Town is gorgeous, but I act like I've been there.
We saw a couple videos.
So that's my problem is we saw videos. We saw the one of the guy announcing, so sorry, this is what's going to happen from like, it looks like the start, the finish line looked like a beautiful day. We saw the videos of, it looked like everyone ran just like when you did your Disney race and it got canceled because of thunder.
Yes.
Looked like so many people ran and it looked like a gorgeous day.
Now, my question is, because I heard that they're offering people bibs for the next one of the next 2 years if they want. Do you go back if this race got canceled on you the next year? Because I saw a dude that traveled 12 hours to get there. I don't know if I go back.
Well, the nice thing is you have 2 years to like plan.
I would take the second year.
Yeah.
Because if it's on the cusp of becoming the next world major,
you're right. Yeah.
I would want to make sure that it is before going back.
Now I hold grudges. I say I never go back. I write off that city. Never again.
Now, do you think race canceled or not, Abbott World Majors could still say, you passed all our tests, you can't control the weather, you are now a world major? Because this was the second year of that eval process. And some people are saying, do they have to start all over? Or does the second year get pushed back to next year?
Oh, wow. You know, I don't know enough about what the qualifications are. And those are good questions because I totally understand how difficult a decision is to actually cancel something like that, especially a race of that caliber being that big. I feel like they should give it another chance, but maybe like just do another year. But that sucks for people who are counting on it becoming a race next year, and then it's still a candidate.
I don't want to judge, but just because like we weren't there.
Yeah.
But everything I've seen, it looks like it was a great day to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
wasn't Mount Washington
It all depends on the qualifications and what you had to hit, right?
Yeah, it sounded like it was the night before it got windy and destroyed some stuff. But like it was a nice day. And yeah, that's a tough decision because runner safety is important.
It is, And everybody's going to
number one.
Everybody's going to complain when a race gets canceled, but you have to understand that like your insurance is not going to let you do it again if you hold an unsafe event.
And runner safety on the evaluation should be number one. You know it should be number two?
Toilets.
Okay, you know it should be number three. That was Erica. That was great. But you know it should be number three then.
Do tell.
Medals.
Oh yeah,
Medals.
I should have known this was coming.
All right. So we have here laid out. We have a bunch of medals. So this one here. This is my Ironman medal. I have my Mount Washington Road Race, and then we got some big ones. So here's Shamrock. This has, Yuki would love this. Look at all the glitter and the sparkle.
Yep, that
Shamrock.
one's etched too.
I know. Look at this beautiful one made out of wood. Like you want to talk about this because some medals, like an ultras that you do, are handmade.
Yeah.
This was the Will Run for a Podcast virtually live medal. This, guys, is bigger than a world major medal. And that is my problem. It's not the detail. The detail was incredible. It's not the girth. Plenty of girth. It was the size.
He just wants a big medal.
This is a marathon medal worthy of a size. This is last year's Manchester City Marathon by Millennium Running. This is the size I expect when I run a marathon. Like this takes up my whole hand.
It does.
Grab your Chicago medal there. And let's see.
Sad.
Let's see. No, oh man, it does. Like you, not only you're holding with your fingers, but it's kind of like your fingers are really closed in there.
Yeah.
Let's show the camera there. Let's show the camera, and then we're gonna do a little piece here. Hey guys, we're podcasting right now, and we just want to show you, this is Erica's Chicago Marathon medal. Erica, why don't you put it in the palm of your hand, and let's see its actual size.
For me. There we go.
Its actual size. There it is. Erica, why don't you take this Manchester medal here and put it in your hand. See the size of that one?
Oh, boy.
Look at the difference there. World Major Marathon, local New Hampshire Marathon. World Major, local New Hampshire. Plenty of amazing detail. And some good girth, but look at the size comparison. That is my problem, and we have an amazing episode tomorrow for you guys. Happy Monday! Anyways, that's our little live piece there we'll do for the pod. That's my problem. Now, you wouldn't go downstairs and pull up a couple medals that I wanted you to.
because they're on there, but
you have some to show.
I have a whole bunch of different ones.
Right.
Like I ran the Wisconsin Marathon, and it's a thing of cheese. It's a cheese wedge,
It's
so
perfect.
that's fun.
It's perfect.
Like,
It's Wisconsin.
look at this one. This is Steam Train. Are you going to shit on this one?
No. Where's Steam Train? I've never heard of it.
Connecticut. It's
Yeah,
the one
it's
where
Connecticut.
you try to beat
It's
the
fake
train.
New England.
Fake New England.
I have no problem. How many
East
people? How many
States.
people run that race? How much money does that race bring in?
How do I know? It's
do you
small.
think it? Yeah, small.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about like you are a major. You have a shitload of money.
Your medal
You
should
blah,
be.
blah, blah.
It's not even about the money.
Honestly.
This should be part of the evaluation process.
Anchor Down does it right.
That is something.
Also-
That's pretty sweet.
Talk about the anchor down. One time you got a tree stump.
Oh, that was because that's an award.
Yeah.
I
get a
won.
tree stump.
Yeah, and that was decorated by Hannah Littlefield herself. so.
And what I loved about this conversation last week is it actually had people posting and sharing their photos.
Shout
and
out Yuki.
even today, Yuki on her own
Yeah,
Facebook,
Yuki.
like listening to the pod and showing all the photos. And some of them would say like, no, I totally get it. Like, yeah, it's kind of small, kind of disappointed. And others, Yuki said like, it's more about a reminder of the journey. And I get that too.
It's the experience, yeah.
Right. But again, if you're looking at your your Chicago medal,
Yeah.
and you put it next to that Manchester Marathon one, someone's going to easily go straight to that Manchester one.
So this medal here, this tiny little thing, this here,
It's actually the same size as her Chicago medal. So
It's not.
She's right there saying it's tiny.
it's a little bit. No, it's smaller. All right. Anyways, so
little bit.
this medal that I'm looking at now is the challenge medal that I earned for
Earn your mittens.
for my mittens
Yeah,
challenge.
that's
so
cool.
I ran back-to-back
Yeah.
marathons for this little tiny thing, and
But that's okay. It's a small. It's
I'm
not a
not
world
one-
major.
I don't
I
care
have
which
no
one.
problem with your other medals. Like you
he
said,
doesn't.
you
I
said
was showing him the Ghost Train medal, and it's so cute. Like this is a
I love it.
handmade
I
thing.
think it's
and
perfect. I
it's-
especially love handmade.
yes, it's special
Because you
It's so
said on last
special.
week's pod that I hope I get some little tiny dimpy, whatever
I just
medal.
want to hear what you're going to say about it.
I'm probably going to say like I expected this from a small race. Like I run the cheap marathon, I know I'm getting a ribbon.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I
You
run
have
a
to go
world
into it
major.
knowing what
I
you're gonna
expect
get.
to get a world major worthy of a medal.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I will in a couple weeks in New York because did you see that beauty? That beautiful
I caught
medal.
a glimpse. Yes,
I'm
I saw.
curious about the size. Like it is hard to tell in a picture, but this would have never this conversation would have never happened last week if I didn't see the medal in that guy's hand. And I was like, "Oh my god."
Maybe
It's so
that's why I
small.
don't mind it so much because in my hand it looks bigger, and that guy had giant hands.
Now this-
and it looks small.
Now this medal is bigger. It's my Ironman medal, but
Yeah.
I did think it was much bigger when I was envisioning it. But
Yeah.
it's still like this is a great medal. But again, this is just any Ironman. This isn't World Ironman champ. And I don't know how big that medal is. I think I did see it. I think it is bigger. But I compared all my Ironman medals. They were exactly the same from like a 2-year span.
Gotcha.
So I love it. I
They
absolutely
must have it as like a standard.
and the detail is amazing, like just like yours. Your
Yeah.
detail is amazing, and the ribbon.
The ribbon, yeah.
Pretty amazing.
That's pretty detailed too. Man, I didn't even look close enough at it. There's like the whole court, like you can see like the
that's
course on it. Like, come on. It's pretty cool.
Couple world major things with the eval and all that. Okay, one, are you okay with them adding more? Because there are cities out there. Let's be honest. Boston's the greatest marathon in the world. Like, there's plenty of marathons that have way more people than Boston.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So, like, I really want to know what their qualifying and evaluation process is. And then I'm wondering, like,
Have we looked
could,
at this?
could a
Can we Google it?
could a city lose their Abbott World Major? You know, could Chicago one day no longer be one? Could Boston one day no longer be one? Which is fine. Boston doesn't need Abbott World Majors.
No, it's got enough credit.
Right.
credit.
But, you know, if it's always 6, like, you know, there's things in the world, like I know soccer in Europe, if you suck, you get moved down a division.
Oh, you get relegated.
Right.
Are you talking to, oh my God, can
Right.
you imagine?
Or do you make a traveling 7th star that goes to a different city every year?
So you still get a star, but maybe you won't have to travel so far. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to keep adding them. One day will be more than 9. It will be double
You know
digits,
what?
which I'm fine with.
As much as I love the majors and I thought it was really fun to go for that goal, it is a money grab. It's a straight up money grab. Like
how does a race? Why does Chicago and Boston say I need to be a world major? You know, I mean,
notoriety.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It is a business basically.
Yeah.
So
I'm for it.
Yep.
But I think the medal has to be world major worthy.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a moot point trying to argue with you.
I'm
'cause
winning
I
her
like mine.
over, guys.
I don't know if he's
her
winning me over, but I just don't want to argue anymore.
I gotta say, the detail and the quality, I think, overrides the size. I mean, everything feels bigger in the hand, and I would wear that medal.
You know what?
And nothing else.
You know what I do think is important is
Nothing else?
the
Wait,
feel.
nothing else.
I think the feel of the medal is important, and because that one, I won't touch it because
Let me compare it against a buckle. Actually, it's actually pretty heavy. I think
which
it's
one's
pretty
heavy?
They're like equal.
Okay,
Yeah, they're.
but like compare
legit.
it to another one about its size. That's a local marathon.
Let's see here. Oh, actually, Loopy Looper. Yeah, that's about the same. But I get a little skeleton guy with that.
So, anyways, like I do think the feel in your hand counts.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can feel like it's not cheap, whatever the material is.
Yeah.
And that's important.
I mean,
But
none of these medals are
size-
cheap. I mean,
Size.
I mean, I make a medal for my race where I just crush a Truly can and put it on a ribbon. So that's a pretty decent size, but let me tell you, the quality, top notch.
that's incredible. Sorry.
And you know what?
I wasn't ready for that.
I think we need to wrap this up because we need
All
to
I can
talk
see was
about
doing, like,
Chad on his own
That's how you
episode.
crush him. He crushes them on his forehead and then puts a ribbon on it.
Maybe next year.
We should wrap this up. So let's
Sure.
couple things to tidy up because we do have to record Chad his own episode and we can go long. But this Sunday, for any of you running the Newburyport Half Marathon, we'll be there podcasting live.
Awesome.
Tuesday's intro and outro will be live from there. We're going to try to live stream this on YouTube, maybe even Facebook or Instagram, whatever we can do it on. We got some work to do to figure that out because it didn't work today because Erica's internet was spotty. Go figure. Have we heard that one
No,
before?
it was Amazon Web Services. It's not. It was Amazon's fault.
It was a combination of both.
Well, whatever.
But hey, we hope to see you there. If you're there, come say hi, come sit down, jump on the podcast with us, talk and tell us what's going on. It's going to be the high that day, is 54, so be
That's
warm.
not bad. That's not bad.
That's the high.
Oh.
We're going to be there.
Oh, no.
We're going to be there at like 6 in the morning.
Oh, no. Hey, proud to say I'm not running it, you guys. I am not running that day. I have a week off of
We could
running.
sign up for the 5K.
No,
Okay.
nope. I am going to listen to my coach and take care of my body and
Well, then,
not run.
That's when we'll do the Tros for next Tuesday, when everyone runs.
I love that.
That's
Perfect.
when we'll do the Tros
Great.
because we have a cool guest next week. Next week is the week before New York. Right now, we're 12 days away from a World Major Marathon, New York City, and we'll talk all about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And Erica set the standard for the content game in Chicago. I got to match that.
There's a bar, you guys. Let's see if he can exceed it.
Chad, thank you so much for jumping on the Tros today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this was
No
fun.
big deal.
Thanks for staying. Real quick, you did make a visit to a local running store. You want to talk about it?
I did. I tried to pack as lightly as possible. When you run like me, it's kind of hard. So I've heard, John's episode? Said I gotta check out the Lindenham Running Store, and I'd say it was pretty nice. I picked up a shirt I can wear back in Seattle, and people are like, New Hampshire, where the hell is that? But yeah, I like the store. It's pretty fun and
nice. Yeah, I'm glad you did this. First ever guest to fly all the way across the country to come on the podcast. We're going to
Specifically just for that, only just for that.
Only just yes.
And maybe a side of running.
This is great. This is fun, guys. Have an amazing week, Erica. Take us home.
Jeremy, aka Chad Ultra, thank you again. I also just want to give one shout out to Rob Fierro and to Carolina for being so amazing and keeping us alive this weekend. We appreciate you. So thank you for listening. We love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.
Carolina.
Yes.
I have a hard time with that one, too.
Don't ever call her Carolina.
Yeah. All right. Macubri.
Yep.
Macubri. Okay, you ready?
I have to clap too?
Yes.
I can make your hands
Okay,
clap.
No.